Elena always knew she was different. While her classmates at Starlight Secondary School were busy worrying about math tests and crushes, she was grappling with a secret so big it could change her world forever. For Elena wasn't just a typical 14-year-old. She was a mermaid. It all started on a particularly sweltering day. The entire school had been looking forward to the annual sports day, but as the sun beat down relentlessly, everyone's enthusiasm began to wane. Elena, feeling unusually parched, excused herself to the school's secluded pond. As she dipped her toes into the cool, inviting water, she felt an odd sensation running through her legs. Instinctively, she waded in deeper, and as the water reached her waist, a magical transformation began. Her legs merged seamlessly into a shimmering, azure tail. "What's happening to me?" Elena gasped, her voice echoing through the stillness of the pond. Just then, Sophie, her best friend, stumbled upon her. Shocked, Sophie dropped her bag, eyes wide in disbelief. "Elena, what's going on?" Elena, tears welling up in her eyes, struggled to find the words. I think I'm a mermaid." Sophie, ever the supportive friend, took a deep breath and then smiled. "Well, that explains why you're always amazing at swimming. But Sophie, this is serious. What if someone else finds out?" "We'll figure it out together," Sophie reassured, offering Elena her hand. "For now, let's get you out of here before anyone else shows up." From that day on, Elena started avoiding water at all costs. She quit the swim team, making up an excuse about needing to focus on her studies. She avoided the school showers after gym class and always wore long sleeves to cover the occasional scale that appeared on her skin. It was a constant struggle, and her fear of being exposed grew with each passing day. One particularly stressful day, Elena was at a school fair. A sudden downpour caught everyone off guard, and students started running for cover. Elena, panic-stricken, sprinted towards the nearest shelter, but a group of students blocked her path, laughing and pushing each other playfully. "Elena, come join us," one of them called. I can't. I need to get my umbrella," she stammered, trying to push past. Just as she was about to be drenched, Sophie appeared with a large umbrella, pulling Elena under its shelter. "Come on, let's get inside," Sophie said, her voice filled with urgency. They barely made it to the school building in time. Elena's heart was pounding, and she could feel the tingling sensation starting in her legs. "Thank you, Sophie. I don't know what I would have done without you." Sophie smiled, but there was a flicker of something else in her eyes, something Elena couldn't quite place. Another close call happened during gym class. The coach announced a surprise water balloon fight, and Elena felt the color drain from her face. She pretended to twist her ankle, earning a sympathetic nod from the coach, who allowed her to sit out. Watching from the sidelines, Elena's anxiety only grew. Weeks turned into months, and Elena's anxiety about her secret was only compounded by her growing feelings for a new student, Jake. He was charming, intelligent, and seemed to have a natural affinity for water sports. It didn't take long for Sophie to notice Elena's crush, but unbeknownst to Elena, Sophie had also developed feelings for Jake. Sophie started acting differently. She became more distant, and her once supportive demeanor was replaced with cold indifference. Elena tried to brush it off, focusing on her studies and trying to control her transformations. One rainy afternoon, during swim practice, a rival student named Linda noticed something unusual. Elena was always the fastest swimmer, but today, she seemed to be hiding something under her towel. "Hey Elena, what's that on your leg?" Linda asked, suspicion gleaming in her eyes. Elena, trying to stay calm, replied, "Oh, it's nothing, just a new swimsuit design." Linda wasn't convinced, but before she could probe further, the coach called them to the pool. Elena sighed in relief, but she knew it was only a matter of time before her secret was exposed. During the swim, Elena felt the familiar tingling sensation as her legs began to transform. She kicked harder, trying to outpace the change, but it was no use. Her tail emerged, glittering under the water. Sophie, swimming beside her, noticed the change and quickly created a distraction. "Coach, I think there's something wrong with the pool filter. It's making weird noises." The coach, grumbling, went to investigate, giving Elena just enough time to hide her tail under the water's surface. After practice, Sophie pulled Elena aside. "We need to find a way to control this. Maybe there's something in the library, an old legend or spell." Elena nodded, determination in her eyes. "Let's meet after school. We'll figure this out. In the dimly lit library, surrounded by dusty books and ancient texts, Elena and Sophie searched for answers. Hours passed, and just as they were about to give up, Sophie found an old diary hidden behind a row of books. Look, Elena, this could be it, Sophie exclaimed, flipping through the pages. The diary belonged to a woman named Marina, who had faced a similar transformation decades ago. According to her writings, the key to controlling the transformation lay in a special amulet hidden in the depths of the school's pond. Determined, Elena and Sophie made their way to the pond under the cover of night. Elena dove in, her tail shimmering as she searched the murky waters. After what felt like an eternity, she found it, a beautiful, iridescent amulet. Clutching the amulet, Elena felt a surge of power. She swam back to the surface, her heart pounding. I think this is it, Sophie. Together, they read the incantation inscribed in Marina's diary. A soft glow enveloped Elena, and she felt the transformation stabilizing. She could now control when and where it happened. Elena, you did it! Sophie cheered, hugging her friend. But her smile didn't reach her eyes. As days went by, Sophie's jealousy grew. She noticed how Jake seemed to be drawn to Elena's mysterious aura and undeniable beauty. It ate at her every day until she couldn't bear it anymore. Her once supportive facade began to crack, revealing the resentment underneath. One evening, Sophie confronted Elena. You have to tell him, Elena. You have to tell Jake the truth. Elena looked at her, confused. What are you talking about? Sophie's eyes burned with a mix of anger and desperation. You need to tell him you're a mermaid. He deserves to know. And maybe he'll see you for what you truly are. Elena, sensing something off, replied. Sophie, why are you doing this? Because I love him. Sophie shouted, tears streaming down her face. And he's in love with you. He deserves to know the truth before he makes any decisions. Despite her fear, Elena knew that Sophie was right. Jake deserved to know the truth. The next day, she asked Jake to meet her by the pond after school. Jake, there's something I need to tell you, Elena began, her voice trembling. Jake looked at her, concern etched across his face. What is it, Elena? Taking a deep breath, Elena stepped into the water, letting the transformation take place. Her legs merged into her beautiful azure tail, and she looked at Jake, waiting for his reaction. Jake's eyes widened in shock, but to Elena's surprise, he didn't run away immediately. He took a step back, his face pale. Elena, this is too much. But Jake, I thought you cared about me, Elena pleaded, her voice breaking. I do, but I need time to process, Jake said, turning and walking away quickly. Elena watched him go, her heart shattering into 1,000 pieces. She felt utterly alone, the weight of her secret crushing her. Little did she know, Sophie had witnessed the entire exchange from a distance, her heart twisting with guilt and a twisted sense of satisfaction. Over the next few days, Jake avoided Elena entirely. He couldn't look her in the eye, and the distance between them grew. To make matters worse, Sophie saw this as an opportunity. She started spending more time with Jake, comforting him, and slowly, they grew closer. One day, Elena saw them together, laughing and talking as if they had no care in the world. Her heart ached with a mixture of betrayal and sorrow. She confronted Sophie, her voice shaking with rage. How could you, Sophie? How could you betray me like this? Sophie met her gaze, unflinching. You brought this on yourself, Elena. You and your secrets. Jake deserves someone who can be honest with him. You used me, Elena whispered, tears streaming down her face. I trusted you. Sophie shrugged, a cold smile on her lips. Maybe you should have been more careful who you trusted. Now you're on your own. Heartbroken and alone, Elena felt her world crumbling. The weight of her secret and the betrayal of her closest friend were too much to bear. She started avoiding school events, keeping to herself, and her grades began to slip. The vibrant, confident girl everyone knew was fading into a shadow. With Sophie and Jake now openly dating, Elena's isolation grew. She watched from the sidelines as they paraded their relationship, each moment a painful reminder of the life she'd lost. Her attempts to avoid water became more desperate and challenging. During a biology class field trip to a nearby lake, Elena tried to stay as far away from the water as possible. However, an accidental slip on a wet rock sent her tumbling into the shallow edge. Panic surged through her as she felt the transformation starting, but she managed to crawl out just in time, her heart racing and her hands trembling. Another time, during a school dance, a prankster decided it would be funny to set off the sprinklers. As students laughed and danced in the surprise downpour, Elena bolted for the exit, barely making it out before her legs started tingling. She spent the rest of the night hiding in a bathroom stall, tears of frustration and fear streaming down her face. Elena's life became a series of close calls and lonely nights. Her former friends turned away, influenced by Sophie's subtle manipulations. Rumors began to spread about Elena's odd behavior, and the whispers followed her everywhere she went. One night, feeling utterly broken, Elena stood by the edge of the pond. The moonlight reflected off the water, casting a silvery glow over everything. She held the amulet tightly, the weight of it reminding her of the hope it once brought. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered to herself, tears mixing with the dew on her cheeks. The thought of ending it all, of slipping into the pond and letting the transformation take her away forever, was more comforting than the pain she felt every day. Just as she was about to step into the water, a voice called out to her. "Elena, wait!" It was Jake. He rushed to her side, his eyes filled with concern. "What are you doing?" I can't take it anymore, Jake. Everything is falling apart. Sophie betrayed me, and now I have nothing left." Jake took her hand, pulling her back from the water's edge. "Elena, I'm sorry. I didn't understand before. She made me realize that I wasn't ready for something so extraordinary, but seeing you here like this, I know now that I was wrong. I care about you, Elena. Please don't give up." Elena looked into Jake's eyes, searching for sincerity. She saw the regret and the genuine concern, and it gave her a small glimmer of hope. "It's so hard, Jake. Every day is a battle." "I know," he said softly, "but you don't have to face it alone. I'm here now, and I'll help you through this." With Jake's support, Elena began to find the strength to face her challenges. She confronted Sophie, who, despite her jealousy, admitted her wrongs and apologized. The friendship was never fully repaired, but the acknowledgement of the hurt helped Elena heal. Elena also found solace in connecting with others who felt different. She joined a support group at school, where she met other students with their own unique struggles. Sharing her story, even parts of it, helped her realize she wasn't alone. Over time, Elena learned to embrace her dual identity. She found ways to balance her life as a student and as a mermaid, using the amulet's power wisely. With Jake by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges the future held. Elena's life gradually improved. She returned to the swim team, this time with a new sense of purpose and control over her abilities. She excelled in her studies, her confidence slowly rebuilding as she rediscovered her strengths. Jake proved to be a steadfast companion, standing by Elena through thick and thin. Their bond grew stronger, and they supported each other through their ups and downs. Despite the rough start, their relationship blossomed into something beautiful and resilient. Sophie, meanwhile, had to face the consequences of her actions. Her relationship with Jake never truly flourished, as he couldn't forget the pain she caused Elena. Realizing the depth of her mistakes, Sophie sought forgiveness, not just from Elena, but from herself. With the support of her friends and the strength she found within, Elena began to embrace her true self. She no longer saw her mermaid identity as a curse but as a unique gift. She started using her abilities to help others, becoming a symbol of courage and resilience. Elena's story became an inspiration to many. She spoke at school assemblies, sharing her journey and encouraging others to embrace their differences. Her message of hope and acceptance resonated with everyone who heard it. As Elena's confidence grew, she began to explore her mermaid heritage. She discovered an underwater world she had never known, connecting with other mermaids and learning about their history and culture. These experiences enriched her life and gave her a deeper understanding of who she was. Elena's journey was far from over, but she faced the future with a renewed sense of hope and determination. She continued to excel in both her studies and her swimming, her dual identity no longer a burden but a source of strength. With Jake by her side, Elena felt ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. Their relationship, built on trust and understanding, grew stronger every day. Together, they faced the world, knowing that no matter what happened, they had each other. Sophie, too, found a path to redemption. She worked hard to rebuild her relationships and prove that she had changed. While her friendship with Elena was never the same, They found a way to coexist peacefully, each respecting the other's journey.